Who is the PXG 0311 Gen 7 P and XP for? Let's find out.
Well, they got two new clubs coming out, right? This is Gen 7 of the original club they came out with, what, 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
It's been a while. They just cleaned it up. It looks cleaner. They've done some improvements on a few things. Make nice clubs.
In prior testing, PXG have done really well with us in terms of like distance. They've always been some of the longer ones.
Yep.
So they've kind of got that to stand up to. They've been considered in the industry as super high end for a long time, and now they've got options in that range.
Right.
The Gen 7s, under the naming of Gen 7, is still the higher price point product.
Yep.
And like I say, you got P, more of a player's iron, and
Right.
then XP, which is the bigger, more game improvement iron.
Yep.
If you look at the P, we've actually pretty much got the same technology in both. It's really just about shaping.
Yeah, shape and size and offset and some other stuff, but yeah. Essentially same club as far as the engineering behind it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they've done a really good job in terms of how do you vamp up something that looked great for a while.
Right.
And they've kind of made it all chromy looking.
Yeah, it looks clean, right? It looks expensive. Everything's really nicely done. They got the weight in the back now. That's adjustable for building clubs, which is huge advantage for us club builders, right? We can dial in swing weight exactly as we want it. We're not putting weight down the hosels and other places. And they made it look cool, right? They put titanium around it to make it light. Obviously, it's a weight going back in, so that's kind of offsets it a bit.
But that lightening up the socket that it's in might help a little bit to offset some weight towards
and
the
they
perimeters.
moved some of that extra weight and then tungsten on the toe. So they made the MOI go higher and made it more forgiving.
MOI go higher. They've also, like their material they put in the face. I mean, everyone's got these funny names for it. It essentially works out to be some sort of foam or polymer, right?
Right.
So they're calling this one X-Core 2. It's one of their lightest weight versions of it. So again, all the weight is in extreme perimeters.
Yeah, I mean, it's come a long way since Gen 1, right? I mean, when they first came out, it was, kind of somewhat groundbreaking. It was a hollow club we hadn't seen for a long time that's felt really good because the material really does feel good. Every time you put a dampening material behind it, it feels great. But over the years, they've made that lighter and lighter. It still feels great, but obviously, as they make that material lighter, it's getting more and more forgiving.
Yeah, you touched on another point there, about feel. You keep leading me in perfectly.
Yeah.
So these are 5 times forged. So they're doing that to basically, the forging process, they keep smashing it with a hammer. That means they're getting the grain out of that material, making it finer and finer.
Yeah, they feel fantastic. That linked with the polymer that's on the inside and stuff makes them one of the best feeling clubs out there.
Yep.
For sure. Yeah.
One other piece of technology, and this is something I haven't seen before, or at least in this exact same fashion. They're talking about this channel on the internal of the face. So the face is super thin. They pushed it all the way to the USG limits for an iron. They've also got the different thicknesses of the face, which we know is common within the iron industry now.
Right.
But they've put this channel that basically goes up the heel, over the top, and down the toe, which is designed to, I guess, spring around that?
Well, yeah, what it's designed to do is actually help the spring effect a little bit on the higher shots. And, if you tend to hit it heavy now and then, usually you lose a lot of weight, you lose a lot of speed as you go climb up the face. And unfortunately, we don't really test that, right? Because the way we do our testing is just the bottom, half inch or so. It'll be interesting to see how it did on the top
on the
compared
high
to other clubs. It's probably really good if you tend to hit it heavy.
Yeah, it's a shame that we don't do that. I guess the robot, there's no ground interaction. We're doing it off of like a clean surface.
Yeah,
so
we certainly could.
Slow.
People don't generally hit it there that often, that high, because obviously you get the ground in the way. Obviously you can with a T, but without a T, pretty hard to get way high on the face.
Yeah.
But if you hit heavy and down on it, that's certainly going to help.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the graphs for the P and the XP independently and see what they're up to.
Well, let's look at the P first. That's the club I played on and off for years and really like them. So, again, it's pretty long, not crazy long for its, for a player's club, but it's right in the wheelhouse, right?
We know that 170 or like mid 170s we know is our super long stuff.
Yep.
We know mid 150s are more, higher lofted. So this is smack bang in the middle of what this is. This is player's distance.
Right.
There are always trade-offs, and we look at a few things. We're trying to understand forgiveness. Well, we touched on one. Forgiveness might come from higher in this club face.
Yeah.
So all the time we're doing this, we're trying to point back to who these golf clubs are for. Not necessarily good or bad, but who's going to get the best use out of them. If you're striking it high in the face, this might be a great club.
Probably great, yeah.
Looking for a little bit of distance. Super great feel.
Yep.
Tidy package.
Yeah, I've always liked the shape of them. I mean, since they first came out, I played the first set that came out for a pretty long time. I just like what the two guys over there, I've loved Brad Swaggart and Mike Nicolette forever, and I just like the stuff they design. I just like the look of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So there is a bit of a drop off from top to bottom, and we've seen this with other hollow bodies. They're not alone in this.
Exactly.
When you catch them thin, they don't get the same spring effect, and these guys have focused on the top high in the face. You know.
Right.
So maybe the bottom is a trade-off for getting high in the face forgiveness.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a trade-off with everything, golf clubs, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, obviously you get a little bit of trade-off there. But
And you're looking at a 30-degree 7-iron. So this actually has got a bit of punch behind it for 30 degrees.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, 30 is actually kind of weak for a 7-iron these days.
Well, we're going to see
in
that
a players
now.
club anyway.
Yeah. When we go into the XP model, we're going to see. So also, make a comment down below if you like our new graphing. We've added in the individual shots to the ellipse, so you can see, what the makeup of the ellipse is. Let us know if you think that's cool. We're going to keep doing stuff like this each time, ramping content up.
Yeah, when we get the new robot next month, we'll probably change and do a whole bunch of different things.
Different stuff.
Yeah, we're just kind of playing around right now, trying to figure out the formula everybody wants to see.
Yeah. Okay, so let's look at the XP graph. We've got 27 degrees, so we're almost a club stronger.
Yep, relatively forgiving too. I mean, 4.5 is pretty good.
Yep.
For a club that I think looks pretty good for its size. I mean, it is big and it's long heel to toe.
And that long heel to toe obviously does help with the left to right dispersion
Yeah,
because it is tighter
it's very
from left
good.
to right than
Side
the
to
P.
side, it's pretty good. Yeah.
But especially when you extrapolate the 10 yards you gain from that loft, being decreased. So you've got 11 yards off the center shot, but we've improved face performance. We've tightened up the circle, but we've traded off stopping power. It is one of the lower spin launches and one of the lowest stopping powers, but we can
It's
point
one
that
of
at
the
someone.
longest clubs out there, 171 yards for a 7-iron, right? At 80 miles an hour, which is about what I swing. I can tell you, I don't hit 170 yard 7-irons ever. Downhill with wind behind me.
Off a cliff.
Yeah, off a cliff. Yeah, that's pretty much how it happens. But
But there is a point for this, right? It's like,
absolutely.
If you're hitting a high in the face and you're also, a high ball hitter, if you're trying to lower your trajectory,
Right.
this is going to help you.
Yeah, I mean I like them. I always hit the ball really high. This one's a little big for me, I think, but the smaller one I've never had an issue with because I hit it plenty high.
Yeah. Well, that's the intention of everything we do here, is to help you understand, are these clubs suitable for your game? There is only one way to truly find out, and that is to go and get fit for these golf clubs. Head to coolclubs.com and book your club fitting today.